Okay, so here we go, fellas, once again. Let me see if y'all can see this. Yes, fellas. They're sitting over there and they're having a conversation. I don't know what they're having a conversation about, but I hope it's not me, because guess what? I am here, baby. I am here. Now, I know a lot of time I be rambling. And I know a lot of time I be talking. But guess what? It don't matter, because y'all like it, though. And that's why y'all gonna stay tuned, man. Y'all gonna stay tuned to everything I do and everything I say, because I'm an attractive force. You feel what I'm saying? I can't keep them off me, bro. They're attracted to me. So when I do these things, I don't do this for me. I do this for y'all, so that y'all can see what's going on, right? But yeah, so what I'm going to do is I am going to mind my business, and I'm going to continue recording, and I'm going to give you guys a little further update on what I was explaining to you the first time. So I get out on bail. I get all of these stipulations telling me, yes, okay, so when you get out, you have to report to the courts, because they thinking I'm a flight risk. I have to do all of these things. I have to do all of these check-ins. I have to do all of these tests to make sure that I'm not still smoking. I have to do all of these tests to make sure that I'm not under the influence of any alcohol. Now, mind you, they did tell me, well, you know, you must obey all the laws and that you can't drive illegally. But again, like I told y'all, my tag wasn't on my car. My registration was taken. So again, how am I going to move around? After I go do all of my check-ins that I'm supposed to do, I turn around and I go to, first, I go to the DMV, because I'm like, okay, I see what time it is. Don't set me up where I can't drive, right? Because my tag isn't on my car, the registration is in the car. First thing they ask you for is your license and registration. Well, in Georgia, we have this thing that's called a digital identification card, a digital driver's license, which is also accepted in the state of Nevada. Cool. So because I don't have the physical copy, the digital copy is updated and show that my digital copy is current. So I do have valid driver's license, but no plates. So if I don't have no plates, how can I drive? Somebody correct me if I'm wrong. If you're supposed to have plates on your car, the plate shows that your car's registered. It tells you where it's registered, to who it's registered, the make and model, and everything about the car, with cars insured, everything. So, mind you, I had an up-to-date sticker and everything on my car. It was a special tag. I'm not going to lie to you about that. It was a special tag. And it only had 6 letters. No, it wasn't WIX 360, but it was similar. Now, to make a long story short, I need to get my car to impound and move it. So, once I went to the impound and I showed them from the Georgia Department of Transportation website that my registration on my car was valid and that it belonged to me, they gave me my car. But I still refused to drive it on the road because my tag was missing. So I went to the DMV to see if I could get a in motion tag, you know, something that I could drive my car, you know, till I get to where I need to be at. And unfortunately, I was told that, you know, there was nothing that they could do for me. I told them that the highway patrol took my tag and that I feel like they did it illegally because he said that the tag was bogus. That's what my charge was, displaying a bogus tag. Now, have proof of that. I'm like, can I get my tag back? Well, the DMV in Nevada couldn't help me. Tell me that, okay, well, what I would have to do is register the vehicle in Nevada, which means I would have to transfer my registration to Nevada. And not only would I have to transfer my registration to Nevada, I would have to have Nevada insurance. Sorry, not Nevada. Nevada. They say Nevada. Well, I refuse to do that because, no, I am a Georgia native. Now, let's correct that. I wasn't born in Georgia, but I was raised in Georgia majority of my life. I consider myself a Georgian. My peach ladies. See, I'm not a peach. I'm more of a pine. I'm a pine tree. You feel me? I drop pine cones. I have this stench when I'm hot. You understand what I'm saying? Well, people hate the smell of me when I'm on fire. You feel me? I poke them like pine needles. You understand what I'm saying? With that being said, let's get back to the story. So, I go to the DMV, they can't help me. They won't give me an in-transit tag, none of that. And so they tell me, well, this is what you should do. Go. We're going to give you the address to the Nevada Highway Patrol headquarters, and you go to speak to someone there. So I'm like, okay, cool. Thank you very much. And I take the rental that I had and I drove to the NHP. When I get to the NHP, I go to the window and ask to speak to someone and tell them that I would like to make a complaint. I do have the officer's name, which I will not disclose at this point in time, but eventually I will disclose if nothing is done. And I will be pursuing to escalate the situation, I should say. You know, I'm over 2,000 and something miles from home. So, yeah, this is serious. I need to escalate that. Now, mind you, I'm talking to the receptionist. Tell her I want to make a complaint. She gets the paper. And I'm pretty sure they probably do this in about every state when you're trying to make a complaint on an officer. Sure, here goes this form, push you a form, tell you sign right here, fill this out, and we'll have somebody to come talk to you. So the deterrent comes outside, the deterrent officer, not the detaining officer, not the detention officer, the deterrent officer comes out and say, hey, buddy, how can I help you? I politely look up and acknowledge that he's there, and I continue to try to fill out this form. And I began to speak to him and explain to him that I'm here to make a complaint on one of their officers because the tag was taken off of my car. My registration is good. I don't understand the need to take the tag off the car, seeing that this is a Georgia plate. This isn't a Nevada plate. When you register your car and the state gives you a plate, that plate belongs to the state. That is state property, believe it or not. So when this officer took my plate off of my car, you basically, that's theft by taking. Because I did not give you permission to take that plate off the car. That plate was not bogus, and that plate was registered to my vehicle. Now, if the registration was suspended, I feel like the right thing to do is to leave the plate on the car, seeing that it's not a Nevada plate and that it's a Georgia plate, and give a man a chance other than trying to cripple his livelihood. If you want productive working citizens in the state of Nevada, then you don't want to cripple a man and make it very hard for him to maintain being a productive working citizen. I understand in the state of Nevada, if you are found guilty or you fail a drug test or a DUI test, blow kid, whatever, they take your license. They give you a pink slip and give you a 7-day license. Well, now here's this situation. If I've passed every test, you still lock me up because I'm supposed to been driving with no license, and then my registration was suspended. So you impound my car, you lock me up, and then when I get there, you tell me I'm required to take a blood test, and that if I refuse the blood test, then you're going to take away my license. So not only did you manipulate me to take a blood test, instead of saying that I have the right to refuse that test, you now coerced and manipulated me to take a blood test because I passed all the other tests, sir. Come on, Nevada. Come on, Nevada. It's not that hard. If you want productive working class citizens, don't hire officers that intentionally manipulate and work the system to make the citizens struggle. You understand? Now, these guys have nothing else better to do right now but to walk outside their car and start questioning people. This has been going on since I got pulled over. When I first got there, none of this was going on. But when I made that complaint, and the deterrent officer came to speak with me, I was told he would make calls to a lieutenant, asked that I leave a number on the paper so he could get back to me. I actually informed him that yes, there's a number on there. He told me what was I wanting. I told him I either wanted my plates, a temp tag, or I wanted something done as far as reprimanding the officer. Well, none of those things happened. But this is currently happening. Being stalked. And I'm cool with that because I'm going to keep telling my story. While I'm sitting in that office, the deterrent officer tells me, look, you told me enough. You don't have to write all of that on the statement, deterring me from writing the statement. And said that he's going to go look for the plate. If he finds the plate, he'll bring the plate out. I asked him, so I said, well, what do you guys do with the plates? He say they put them in the box. They send them back to the DMV to get shredded and repurposed. Will repurpose the aluminum. So I said, well, about how long does it take for you guys to send that? Because I was out in 3 days. So how often is the frequency that you guys send this box? He pauses for a second, thinks about it, and says, well, he can't really disclose that. He don't know, or he don't know. And so what he's going to do is he's going to get in contact with the lieutenant if he can't find my plate and ask them, do they have it over there where they're at? Because the officer that arrested me that night was with their office or branch or whatever it is. So cool, he goes back in the back for about like a minute and a half to 2 minutes and come back out. Yeah, I don't see your plates, man. So I'm gonna have to call you back and reaching for my paper. And I don't have not one lick of a statement on it. So again, I asked the officer, I said, well, did you get in contact with the lieutenant? No, I didn't, because I'm pretty sure he's still in his car right now. But that's not what you told me, officer. You said that you were going to reach out to him before you came back to me. But yet you took my paper and sent me on the way, said you're going to contact me. It's been 24 hours and nobody has gotten in contact with me. But I'm constantly having police officers pull up and sit outside and observe me for hours. So now, what I do is this. I go back to my car. I go back to my room. I make contact with my people. And to hear more of the story, you're going to have to stay tuned. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, share this to all your friends, spread the word, let them know WIX 360 has something to talk about. Stick with me, stay tuned, keep your head up. I definitely will, and I will get back with you soon. Peace, love, and hair grease. WIX 360, I'm out.